lesson 7.3, using percent proportion. We're going to work on finding either percentages, certain numbers are of other things, or what percent, what something is percent of another thing. These are, on another way, they would be called percent word problems because they do involve words, not necessarily story problems. So every one of these, you actually start out the same way. You write a proportion of sorts, and I'm going to say every time you're going to do a fraction bar, an equal sign, a fraction bar, and 100 on the bottom right. Every time you start one of these, that's exactly what you should do. Fraction bar, equal sign, fraction bar, 100 on the bottom right. This tells you what ends up in each one of those spots. If they give you the percentage, that goes above the 100. If they give you the percentage, that goes above the 100 because percent literally means per 100. Also in the problems, you're going to see the word of. The of number is on the bottom left. So the number that follows the word of directly is on the bottom left. And then, strangely enough, the top left is what I call the other number, which, just saying that right now, you're not going to know what it is. You just kind of have to get the hang of it after doing some problems. It's not the percentage. It's not the number that follows the word of. So it's just another number that's in the problem. Okay, so let's go right to examples. 20 is what percent of 25? So to start this problem, fraction bar, equal sign, fraction bar, 100 on the bottom right. I would suggest going through these problems and going in this order. Do you see the percentage amount given to you? No. So one of those three things that you fill in is going to be the variable, and it's the one that's missing. So since there's no percentage given, that's where my n's going to go, my variable. Do you see the word of?
Yes.
What number is directly behind the word of?
25.
So 25 goes on the bottom left. Do you see another number? 20. That's the other number. Once you get all three spots filled in, you've got your proportion complete, and you're ready to do the cross-cross. So you would say 25 times n equals 20 times 100.
2,000.
Yep. So 25n equals 2,000. Divide by 25. And n would be 80. Now be careful with these because, yeah.
25 goes into 100, so couldn't you just take 25 times 100 and 20 times 100 to get in?
Well, you could. Yes, that'd be one way to do it. But when you solve proportions, generally you do cross-product rule. Most of them won't be this cut and dry and simple, so it would work on this one, yes.
It's 80%.
It's 80%. So you have to look at the question. If it's asking you what percent, then you have to answer with a percent sign. If you don't answer with a percent sign, it would be wrong. But don't just go putting percent signs on all of them, because if it doesn't need a percent and you do put the percent sign, that's just as equally wrong. So make sure you're aware of which ones need percent signs and which ones don't. So you're going to write a proportion on every one of these today. You're going to do your cross product rule and you're going to solve. Okay, questions on that first example? Anybody still writing the red? Okay, well, let's move down just a little bit to the next one. What number is 8.8% of 20? Okay, Trayton, how do I start out?
With the fraction bars.
Fraction bar, equals sign, fraction bar, 100 on the bottom right. Okay, so you're looking for percentage first. Did they give us one?
Yeah.
Where do I put it?
Above the 100.
So 8.8 is going above the 100. Did they give us an of number?
Yeah.
So where's it go?
Assign the 100.
Bottom left, 20. Okay, so now what? What?
You gotta put the end up.
Yeah, the other number is missing, so you got to put your n there, and now cross multiply. So cross cross.
176.
So you went 20 times 8.8. I'm going to go ahead and write that equals 100n. And you said this is 176.
What if we do that backwards? Like, what if we do 100?
That's fine. I usually, I kind of do it every time. I kind of make the variable on the left every time. Like I normally would have put 100n equals 20 times 8.8, but since he said 176, I did it this way. But yeah, I generally like to put my variable way on the left, so it kind of changes each time. Okay, Trey, now what do I do? Divide by 100. And when you divide by 100, you really don't have to use your calculator. You can just move the decimal. How many places do you move the decimal over? Okay. Yeah. So 1.76. All right, so 1.76. And is this one a percentage or just a number? Just a number, because we already were given the percent in the problem, and there's only going to be one, so you can just say n is 1.76. Okay, questions on that? All right, let's see what else we've got here.
I remember how to do this from last year.
Good. All right, another one. 70 is 28% of what number? So I'm going to go ahead and put fraction bar, equal sign, fraction bar, 100 on the bottom right. Who wants to do this one? Tori. Tori, did they give us a percentage?
Yeah.
Okay, so where am I going to put that?
In the top right.
Top right. Did they give us the of number?
No.
No, because it says of what number, so that is a variable on the bottom left. Okay, and did they give us another number?
Yeah, 70.
70, and it's going to go where?
Top left.
Okay, now what do I do?
Cross multiply.
Cross, cross, and I'm going to go 28n on the left. What goes on the right, Tori?
70 times 100.
70 times 100. So 28n equals, do you know what that is?
7,000.
7,000. And then what's the last step?
Divide 28 by 28 and 7,000.
Divide both sides by 28, and it equals. At this point, I'm going to let you guys use calculators. So if I divided that, did you get it?
Yeah, 250.
250. Now, is that 250 or 250%?
So 250.
250, because there's already a percentage in the problem, so just 250. Okay, any questions about that? All right, so we've got one more. Now, this one looks like it might actually be a story problem. Let's see what happens here. Jamal has saved $76 toward an Xbox. This is 22% of the total price. What is the total price? So you're going to set this up, fraction bar, equal sign, fraction bar, 100 on the bottom right, just like the others. But let's see where the things have to go. So somebody else want to try this one? Shane,
Yeah,
did they give us a percentage?
Yeah.
Okay, so where's that go? So since they said 22%, that goes to the top of the 100. Okay, did they give us the of number? No. So what does that mean for us? Variable goes on the bottom. Did they give us another number?
Yeah.
Yep. So what am I going to do with that?
Put it on top.
And I'm going to put 76 up here. Okay, now that I've got all the spots filled in, what are we going to do? Cross, cross. So 22n equals 76 times 100. Now what?
You take 76 times 100.
Which is,
I'm gonna work this.
do what?
I'm gonna work it.
When you multiply by 100, it just moves the decimal over 2 places or adds some zeros on there.
7,000.
Okay. And then what would the last step be?
Divide 22.
Divide both sides by 22. And again, this is where I would let you use calculators to figure this out. And this is coming up like this, and we got to remember this is money. It says 345, and then 45, 45, and so on. And it says, what's the total price? So it's money. So Shane, what would be the best way then to leave that answer since it's money? $345.45. Yeah, you would look at the third decimal place, the 4. It says that the second place should stay the same. So $345.45 for that Xbox, which was the original or the total price. Okay, questions on that?